Hola, and we're back for another Spanish practice. Today, because we finally learned the articles, we're going to do house vocabulary, so our first noun type of thing. So I put house part 1 because there's so many things in a house, and I also chose to do houses as the first vocabulary because I think it's something we can all relate to, whether you're a student that needs to learn the Spanish for school or whether you're learning Spanish on your own. House vocabulary is something we can all use because we all live in some sort of housing with the items you see here. So the first thing that I like to say in all of my Spanish videos is that accents are like fingerprints and each person has a different one. So if you don't like the way my accent is and how I pronounce the words, you can use a translator or listen to somebody else pronounce the words. And as I mentioned, now that we know the articles, we can learn some house vocabulary. So here it is. La casa is the house vocabulary. So la casa. So here we have a bathroom, and you say bathroom by saying el baño, and with the nye, it makes a n sound, so el baño. The kitchen, la cocina, which is close to the verb cocinar, to cook, so cocina makes sense for the noun, for the kitchen. This is the dining room, el comedor, which is close to comer, which is the verb for to eat. This is the bedroom. I'm going to show you 3 different ways to say bedroom, and the interesting thing is a lot of vocabulary, and why it's a little bit harder to do vocabulary because a lot of words differ in different parts of Spanish-speaking countries. So some use this words, some use other words. So I have 3 different ones listed. So el cuarto. That one's a little bit hard because it's like cuatro, 4, cuarto, el cuarto. El dormitorio, which it kind of looks like dormitory or like a dorm. So el dormitorio. La habitación. This is actually the word I used or I learned first on my Spanish journey for bedroom. So I like saying la habitación because that's the first one I've ever learned, but there's obviously a lot more. Garage, el garaje, el garaje. The garden, el jardín. And we just heard 2 J sounds making the H sound because J makes a H sound, so el jardín. The living room, la sala. And now we're going to learn a few things in the bedroom, in la habitación, or in el dormitorio, or in el cuarto. So we're going to say bed first, and bed is la cama. Then we will learn lamp, la lámpara, la lámpara. Painting is next for el cuadro, which is like the word for room. And the number 4 is again cuadro, el cuadro. It's again the accent thing, okay? And then a night table, la mesa de noche. Mesa is table, noche is night, the table of night. Night table or nightstand. La mesa de noche. La mesa de noche. And now we're going to look at living room vocabulary in la sala. So we have el sofá. And yes, it is el sofá. As we discussed in the article video, sometimes sometimes the word, even if it ends in an A, will have the masculine article. So el sofá. The next one we're going to do is bookcase, el estante, el estante. And the last one, just to throw it in there because we kind of already did the painting, we're going to say, and lamp, we're going to say la ventana, the window, la ventana. Vamos a practicar. It's time to practice. Okay, so I'm just going to show you the picture. You're going to say the word in Spanish and see if you get it right. el baño. Here's the next one for the kitchen. 3, 2, 1, la cocina. And now we have the next one, the dining room. 3, 2, 1, el comedor. And now we have the next one, the bedroom. You have 3 options of what to say. 3, 2, 1. So you could have said el cuarto, el dormitorio, or la habitación. Now remember, those articles are just in front of the word, but you could just say cuarto, dormitorio, or habitación. The garage, el garaje. Oops, didn't count you down, but I knew you knew that one. And now, the garden. ¿Cómo se dice garden? 3, 2, 1, el jardín. El jardín. And now we're going to look at things in the bedroom. So in la habitación, there are I-H-A-Y. I should have put that in there. I should make it its own separate video. But saying I means there is or there are. So you could say hay una lámpara. There is a lamp. Hay una cama. There is a bed. So, yes. And then who remembers what painting is? 3, 2, 1, cuatro. And now we will look at things in la sala. ¿Cómo se dice the window in español? How do you say the window in Spanish? 3, 2, 1. La ventana. ¿Cómo se dice couch or sofa? I should have heard you say el sofá. And then we'll just end it off with the bookcase or the bookshelf. El estante. El estante. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you like practicing this Spanish vocabulary. Again, it's just a way for you to practice your Spanish. Thank you so much for watching.